He won't see me shaking like
Because I'll have to speak up today. You won't be able to. All right, that's all your movements.
Hey, I'm not gonna be able to see the eyes today.
Yeah.
Bev looking at me.
That's what I just said.
Because I'll have to speak up today. You won't be able to.
Okay.
All right, that's all your
Now it's
Hey, I'm not gonna be able to see the eyes today.
yeah.
Bev looking at me.
That's what I just said.
Why is it echoing?
I know, it's replaying.
Can you hear us?
I can still hear you, and I can just hear myself, which was real weird.
I think we're good now.
Everything in the bills.
Good, Pam?
I think so.
I hear you. It's so fast.
All the regular meeting of the Genesee Valley School Board to order at 5:30. Roll call.
Yeah.
Yes.
Buddy. Yep. Bev Evans. Here. John Baker.
Here.
Here. Josh Shannon.
Presents.
Fred, could I ask if you would lead the Pledge of Allegiance, please? So there's no delay here. I'm gonna ask that Fred leads the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Being that there are no presentations to the board or persons to address the board, I need a motion and a second to approve the minutes of the November 18th, 2020 meeting as submitted. Donnie?
Second.
Josh, thank you. Any questions about those minutes? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Administrator's report should have been distributed via the information that Pam sends out weekly. Also, there should be some there on the table for any public that would show up. Financial reports, Ms. Ostrander.
Included in your packets was the resolution request for the capital outlay project. That is pretty standard. We do that every year. So it's really just a formality to get that project approved, along with the transfer of the $100,000 funds from the general fund to the capital fund. Also, you'll see another corrective action plan. This is for the extra classroom audit, I guess you could call it. They really weren't findings, but the state came back and said that we had to do a corrective action plan on the comments that were listed in the audit. So that's what's in that. The comments are actually in the audit, so I just took it and corrective action plan. So if you have any questions on that, that's what it's for. That's all I have. Any questions for me?
I think I'm all set. Any questions for Aaron? All right, moving on. I need a motion and a second to approve the treasurer's reports.
Yep.
Okay, Buddy and Bev. Any questions on the treasurer's reports? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion and a second to approve the warrant reports. If it's easier, guys, if you could just raise your hand, that way I can pick it up on the. Oh, thanks, Donnie. Second,
Yep.
Fred, thank you. Any questions on the warrant reports? All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Need a motion for letter C, approve the funds transfer from the general account to the capital fund account in the amount of $100,000 for the 2021 capital outlay project.
Moved.
Thanks, Josh.
Second.
Donnie, with a second. Any questions on the funds transfer? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Letter D is fairly lengthy. I'm not going to read it all, but I will read the beginning and the end. I need a motion and a second to approve the seeker resolution for the capital outlay project. Now, therefore, be it resolved that it is the financial determination of the District Board of Education that the project is a type 2 action, which is not subject to review under the seeker, and that project will not result in significant adverse impact to the environment, and be it further resolved that funding for the project has been included as a transfer to the capital fund line item not exceeding $100,000 in amount in the district's approved budget for the 2020-2021 fiscal year, with appropriate additional notification to district voters regarding the anticipated details of the work having been given in conjunction with the district's regular budget presentation and approval process, so that the project may be initiated and completed during the district's 2020-2021 school year. Do I have a motion? And a second? Josh, thank you. Any questions on the seeker resolution? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Letter E, I need a motion to approve the corrective action plan dated December 10th, 2020 to the State Education Department as presented. Buddy, thank you.
Second.
Dan, thank you. Any questions about that corrective action plan? All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to the consent agenda and general action items. I need a motion for letter A. The consent agenda has 4 items on there with second readings of board policies, the approval for volunteers, additional scorers and timekeepers, and the number 4, the approval of excess or to excise sports and uniforms, balls and basketballs, soccer balls that are listed in the attachment. Do I have a motion? Josh and then Bev with a second. Any questions on those consent agenda items? Seeing no questions, all those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Moving on to personnel action. I need a motion to approve substitutes. Here's that there's several there. Joseph Crawford of Wellsville is a non-certified substitute teacher. Tyler Wiley of Bradford, PA. Andy Slauson. Robert Lasordo, Dylan Kelly, and Ethan Watson, all as non-certified substitute teachers or teachers' aides.
So.
Thank you. Wait a second.
I will.
Fred, thank you. I thought I could see your head nod, but any questions on those substitutes? Lord knows we need more. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. Being the end of regular business, information and discussion, Dr. Schmidt.
We have our next regular board meeting is January 11th, and then our work session is January 25th.
I'm optimistic that we will have the governor's budget numbers by January 25th. We'll be able to share them with you. I listened to multiple presentations by Governor Cuomo today. Truly a treat, as always. Long story short, in this press conference today, it's not become apparent that our region is going to be designated as a yellow zone, at least from what I saw, the information I gleaned. No number of our area districts were concerned about having to administer 20% or 30% of COVID tests in order to ensure that students could remain on campus. I want to let you know that we are prepared to do so if we need to. Our district has already been approved as a lab site, so we're able to utilize that. And then we would be able to work with our nurses to get the training that they would need to be able to, and also you look to partner with some of the fire and rescue folks to help us if we need additional bodies to administer those tests. One of the other things I just want to make you aware is that Tyler Shaw reached out to me and asked if our district would serve as a location to give vaccinations, and I agreed to do that. It would be something that would be outside of the school day on the weekends or after hours. They would use depending on the timeline parts of our campus to make that work. So certainly cooperate in any way we can to help distribute the vaccine. And again, they would handle all of that, which would be very similar. Kind of chuckled and said, it'd be very similar to when we gave the rabies vaccine in the bus garage. But I kind of chuckled at that. But the idea would be that they would be bringing all of the needed material supplies and personnel to administer that vaccine. If you have any topics for the work session on January 25th, that you would be able to forward those to me, I would appreciate that. And the last thing I have is it is incredibly quiet here without our staff and our students. And we miss them. We really miss them. It is. I know our teachers are working hard, and I know they're doing their best. I had an interesting conversation today with a staff member who said that last week that it went really well as far as student participation, and they were optimistic that this week was going to continue. Although they were anticipating the closer we got to Christmas break, probably a steady decline in the number of kids who would be logging in as the week goes on. But fingers crossed that we'll. Right now, the tentative plan is to return on January 4th. All of the people who are quarantined, which in essence caused us to go fully remote, are off the quarantine as of the 21st. Well, the personnel, I should say that not all, but the majority of personnel will be off the 21st. So ideally, we won't be facing this when we come back, but we'll see what happens to people's behaviors when we return on January 4th. It could be the first 2 weeks of January could be challenging again, but we're planning to be back in person, and we'll take it as they come. Are there any questions or concerns that you've heard about how this has gone, or any feedback you're looking for?
I'm just curious, are teachers teaching remotely from home and school?
Depending on the individual situation.
Okay.
Yeah, we have staff members who are coming in and using certainly our internet in their classrooms.
Is there a choice for those that aren't in quarantine?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Teachers have the choice whether to work remotely or to work in the building, whatever. And some have the capacity at home to do it, but they have other things at home that are distracting, so they choose to come here. Sure. Some have, don't have the capacity of internet quality that they need, so they're able to.
Well, I have to tell you, I had babysit the other day for Everett and Lena, and they had their school, and I was totally impressed.
I'm so glad.
I really mean it. I am totally impressed about how well it went. And one was in the kitchen, one was in the living room, and we never had the TV on all day. We had a schedule, we had when we're going to eat. And then I took a break, and I was the coach, and I went out, we walked around the block. But I'm going to tell you, I was really impressed.
I'm so glad. I know they're working hard. It's not perfect, but they're working hard. And again,
the kids were so serious.
How far we've come from, if you think back to March of this past year, where we were and where we've come to today, we've really grown leaps and bounds when it comes to our comfort with technology and our ability to, it's not ideal, it's not perfect, it's far from what we want to be able to provide for our kids for school, but it is at least something. Versus
I mean, how the teacher responded, if they had a question, and she, and other kids were there. It was just, I couldn't believe it.
So glad.
Because I'm kind of done with it, but I was really very impressed.
The one thing that I will say is that it's definitely proven that if even those of us, like I'm blessed to have Wi-Fi here, but having college professor / athletic administrator using it, a college student and a high school student all using it at the same time, it taxes it. It taxes it to the point where you have to get updated equipment and stuff like that. But it has been pretty seamless. I kind of sat back and watched and just, binge watch TV while they were all working. So
Could you imagine the assessment many of us were in high school? How would they do it? Would be impossible.
Exactly. There, I mean,
Wait for dialogue. Right?
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't know. I didn't have dialogue in high school. I didn't have to like on late.
Well, right after college they had.
Yeah. I was gonna say Aaron would be okay, but I think most of us could be in front with that.
Maybe when you went to high school, they were that
No, when I went to high school, it was like some in college. Very little, like an email from friends overseas, that were studying abroad and stuff, but other than that,
Same as
internet
before,
was
just
not.
online, right?
I didn't know how to do anything without an email. I'll check the web.
And then,
There's probably more glitches, slower.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Yeah, I know it's computer labs.
it's closed
Click the forward or click the return action.
The only place that had internet was college.
That was just
Right.
I didn't even know we had it my freshman year in 91, 92. I don't know.
control.
I don't know.
Is there anything else? Because if not, I will, before we continue this on live stream, I will entertain a motion to adjourn unless Dr. Schmidt's got something else.
No.
I will entertain a motion for adjournment.
Second.
Buddy, motion, second by Josh. All those in favor of adjourning the Board of Education meeting?
Bye.
Meeting's adjourned, 5:46.
I was just getting to the point that I see people.
It says to me, they should.
Hang on.
Surprised by the number of people who work on the meeting. I'm like, they want to get out